So, if you feel the need to get triggered right now, have a listen to what they plan for the revitalized, the renovated interior of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. So this is recent news stating that although they still plan to restore the exterior of the cathedral to how it looked before the fire, they have different plans for the interior. So this is what the article says. Newly released plans for reconstruction of the Notre Dame Cathedral will incorporate what some describe as a politically correct Disneyland. Christophe Rousselot, the Director General of the Notre Dame Foundation, says the intent is to make the cathedral and Christianity accessible for those not raised in a Christian society. Foreign visitors see signs and magnificent paintings but don't understand a thing, Rousselot said. Images and sculptures and paintings count, but so do words. So there are plans to project on certain words and expressions in Mandarin, French, or in Spanish and English. The new design will reportedly replace the cathedral's confessional boxes, altars, and classical scriptures with modern art murals. It will also add sound and light effects to create emotional spaces. So in other words, they want to turn Notre Dame into a modern art museum. This is basically just a slap in the face. It's basically just saying, we're going to shit on your heritage, we're going to shit on art and beauty, and you're just going to eat it up. There's nothing you can do about it because we have the power and you don't. And we are going to turn this beautiful historic cathedral into a tacky, fake, modern art exhibit that is supposed to pander to the lowest common denominator, the same as like when Hollywood makes a movie that they're trying to pander to China to make as much money as possible. It's basically the same principle, but applying it to Notre Dame. And by the way, I think it's actually going to backfire because I think a lot of foreign tourists, frankly, don't want to see that shit. They don't want to go to Notre Dame and see a bunch of modern art crap. They could probably see modern art crap at home, wherever home is. There's modern art everywhere. There's only one Notre Dame de Paris. Okay, yeah, I'm aware there's many cathedrals called Notre Dame, but there's only one Notre Dame de Paris, okay? And for fuck's sake, this is just raping not only our architectural heritage, but frankly, like architectural heritage in general. This is just a slap in the face to anybody who values beauty and aesthetics, no matter what culture you're from. If you value beauty and aesthetics, you should find this to be a slap in the face. This is just disgusting. And it's the same thing that they often do with these restorations is it always feels like they have to throw the modernists a bone. It's like, if you want anything to be restored authentically, you have to accept that part of it is going to be inauthentic. Say, for instance, what they did with the reconstructed City Palace in Berlin, where 3 out of 4 sides of the facade were constructed in a more or less historically accurate depiction. Now, it wasn't fully up to standard with the original design, but at least it was an attempt at it. But the 4th side, which is actually in some ways the most important side because it's the one that directly faces the river, which would make it the most scenic part. You know, it would be otherwise a view that is not commonly found in Northern Europe, which would be more similar to something like Venice, where you actually see historic buildings directly on the river. But at that particular side of the building, they decided to build modernists. So they completely ruined what would be the most scenic view of the building. And they think they did that on purpose. They did that on purpose just to rub your fucking face in the shit. Just to rub your face in ugliness, which is what really this is all about. It's this fetish of worshiping ugliness because they hate beauty. Frankly, these modernists, they hate beauty. It probably gives them this like inferiority complex because they know they couldn't design anything that beautiful themselves. So they just want to tear it all down. Which really shows that they're a bunch of envious, spiteful, disgusting people. Like, I know I could never design something as beautiful as Notre Dame, but does that make me feel envious? Does that make me want to destroy it? Because for the sake of equality, for the sake of egalitarianism, oh, let's destroy everything beautiful so that those of us who don't possess the ability to build such things or to design such things will feel better about themselves. It's funny also how they apply this to architecture, but they don't apply this to everything else. It's like, should we get rid of good movies because they make people feel jealous who don't possess the ability to make good movies? I mean, I don't know. The whole thing, the whole modernist architectural movement, it's disgusting, it's evil, it's antithetical to the idea of beauty and life and preservation and valuing heritage and culture. It's just disgusting. And this shit disgusts me.